Okay, so in today's video, I made one of my subscribers their dream house. So here we have Cloudy with an X in the middle. I don't know why you guys do this to your usernames. Anyways, we're gonna be building them a house, and they've kind of sent me a couple of inspiration pics beforehand, so that way I know what I'm supposed to build and what they want. Anyways, are you ready to get your world flipped upside down? They said yes, which I don't think is the right answer, because I usually build some like nonsense and it doesn't turn out well. But okay, you do you, man. You asked me to build your house. So since he sent me a couple of inspiration pics before I get started here, I have a general idea of what I want to make, and it's kind of large, but at the same time it's not that large. Like, you know how it goes with the exteriors. It's just a bunch of useless stuff, and it's just not usable on the inside. Also, if you guys want me to build your houses in the future, which I probably will do a lot more of this year, make sure you join this Discord server. It's basically a group Discord server with me, Noel, and Annex, who never talks in there. But anyways, if you have any requests, I'll take a look at them and see what I can do. So I'm gonna start with the left side of the house, but you can't really tell that it's the left side of the house right now because I've literally just started. I'm gonna hit it with the custom windows again. And I'm gonna say it one more time. If you don't know how I do my custom windows, it's not that difficult. I'm gonna drill this into your brains. And for this window design, I'm gonna put like a little structural that goes through it horizontally and move it back. And I'm gonna try to keep it as simple as possible since I'm building on someone else's plot. I don't want to use too much of their money, even though they have like 1.2 mil, but you know, I gotta be nice. And since it's a farmhouse type build, I'm gonna keep the color scheme very generic. So basically it's gonna be white, this black looking color, and then I might try to throw in some linen there later, but who knows. Anyways, that's the window done. I'm gonna try and see if I can make two smaller windows off to the side of this really big one. It's gonna follow the same design concept, but it's obviously gonna be a little narrower. Is that even a word? I'm also not gonna put the horizontal bars through it because I think that takes away from the main focus of the big one in the middle. Then I'm gonna start adding these pillars to the corner of the build, so that way it gives like the wall a bit of shape. And then you hit it with the wall trim. Of course, you can't miss the wall trim. Okay, I'm gonna get a little funky with the basic shapes. I'm gonna add this little facade thing with a bunch of basic shapes just lined down this wall. And it might be a little confusing later on because you're gonna have to move it up with transform plus or whatever, but I think it adds a lot of, you know, texture to the build's exterior, and it really fits the farmhouse vibe, I think. All right, this is looking sick. I've just colored it straight up white, but it's looking sick. I don't know if you guys will agree with me, but I'll find a color for the wall trim later. This is gonna end up being one of those builds that I keep for myself. Oh wait, no, I can't keep it because I'm on someone else's plot. Frick. Yeah, it's just one of those builds that you wish you had, but you don't, obviously. I'm gonna add another quirky bit to the build, and that's gonna happen with these little shelves that I'm placing right under the roof. It's gonna be like a little support thing. I don't know what it is, but like it looks good, kind of. And I'm also gonna start painting the wall trim linen as well, just to match the supports. And I'm gonna speed up the process for this just a little bit because it kind of gets repetitive, and you can pretty much see everything that I'm doing right here anyways. Like coloring, I don't think you guys want to see me color anyways, so I'm just gonna leave this as sped up. Okay, I'm gonna try to build this Bob the Builder type stuff around the side of the home because I saw it in one of my touring vids. And basically I'm just gonna carve out a giant underground walkway, or what do you call this? A driveway that just goes down into the ground. I don't know if this will look good in the end, but we're just gonna have to see about that. And then we can just put like a garage thing right here. I'm just gonna find the doors over here. Okay, you know what? No, this looks like garbage. I'm not gonna do this. I'm just gonna keep it on one floor. Keep it simple because, you know, I'm building for someone. Anyways, now that that's out of the way, I'm gonna start working on the roof, and I kind of want to make like an attic thing, but I don't know if it'll be fully functional in the end. I'm just gonna drag some roofs around here. That's nothing too difficult. It's just a bunch of slanted roofs and another gable roof on top. Nothing that hasn't been done already before. Oh, okay, it's not looking too bad. It looks like a house. I wonder if we put a window up here, it'll look better. Yeah, it looks a lot better. So the person I'm building for is apparently working, but I don't think I've ever seen a pizza delivery up on top of that mountain, so I don't know where they're going. Anyways, back to building. I'm gonna extend this house to the right. I have no idea how I'm gonna do it, but it's probably gonna be in the same style I normally do, so what's to be expected? Let's just get some pillars down in some random spots, as well as some windows. I don't know how I'm gonna lay out these windows. I might go overboard overboard. Yeah, 3 is a bit overboard. But I also want to put like a mixture of this really fancy window and then some of the basic ones. Oh yeah, this doesn't look too bad. I think it's fine. Back to working on the main shell of the house. I'm just gonna drag this wall over and see where that goes. If you ever question the process behind me building a house from scratch, I mean, I'll have inspiration and stuff, obviously. I probably could not explain that to you because I just build in random directions. Like, I think the key is just placing a bunch of random walls and seeing if that works or not. But of course, if you need help building a house, you could just go watch my... Anyways, I just finished up the front side of the house. I'm probably gonna make this into a speed build on the second channel, but then again, I said the same thing for the last video and I haven't done that yet. I guess it's fine. This is pretty simple. It's copyable. Just gonna do some normal stuff and put some dormers up here. Why not? It'll add a lot to the roof later on. Yeah, see, look at this. Who let him cook? Who let him cook? All right, and then to finish up the front side of the house, I'm just gonna drag over a couple of extra walls for the garage because I, you know, didn't find a place to put that earlier underground. I mean, I could honestly still do it right now, but that's a lot of work. That's a lot of work, and I'm building for someone's, and I don't want to take up most of their money. Anyways, all I have to do now is put the roof on, and I'm gonna speed up this process because god, this took so long to figure out. Like, I put 5 different roofs in each other and I had to delete some along the way, especially the slanted roof. I'm pretty sure I redid this like 6 times, but you know, failure, you need failure for success. Now, I'm not saying this is success, but like, now that that's done, I'm just gonna drag the main shape of the home back towards the back side of the plot. I don't know where I was going with that, and I kind of have an idea for what I want the back to look like. Now, since I don't have much inspiration for the back, I'm just gonna do, you know, random stuff that I normally do. It's once again one of those moments where I literally cannot explain what the heck I'm doing because my brain just moves that quick. Oh, I'm not gonna lie, half the time it's pretty slow. I mean, if I told you now how long it took me to build this house altogether, I think it took me 45 minutes or so, which is pretty slow. Nah, who am I kidding? That's pretty fast. I'm pretty fast. I'm a speedy guy. Right, so now that I've got most of the main structure done, I think I'm gonna get down to the painting parts of it, and I'm just gonna paint it this very generic, you know, farmhouse color thing. It's just white, black, and linen. Nothing else. And now that we have that done, it's actually not looking too bad. On to the next part. Okay, we're gonna do this driveway, and this driveway is gonna be so cursed. I'm gonna make this as curvy as possible. Just stick that path right in there. Nothing to be seen here. I mean, that sounded sus. Anyways, driveway secure. I'm just gonna spam a bunch of these windows that we made onto the back that we built earlier. Of course, these placements are subject to change, but I kind of like them where they are right now, so I'm gonna keep them for now. And I'm just gonna continue the rest of the house because we have to finish the back, but I don't really know how I want to do the back right here. You know what? I might try something that I did like a long time ago. If you've ever watched the first video on my channel, or it's the first video that you can see on my channel right now, I use this technique a lot where I would use a hip roof and then it would also connect to the gable roof on the second floor, and then you would also use a bunch of stairs and slanted roofs and stuff to create this little corner of a roof. I don't know if what I just said makes sense, and I'm thinking back right now, I don't think it made sense. Besides that was pretty easy peasy lemon squeezy. I'm just gonna drag a couple walls back and then we're pretty much done. So for the next 15 minutes or so, I just copied and pasted all of the design elements on the front of the house onto the back of the house, so that way I could keep it consistent. I also added some extra details here and there. As you can see in the roof, there's like this little cutout on the very, you know, pointy bit of it, and it's literally just there for aesthetics, but in real life it would probably be there for hot air to vent out from really high ceilings or something. But obviously it's Bloxburg and they don't have those physics, so it's literally just there. And of course you can't go wrong with wall trim everywhere. It just makes your build pop so much more. Okay, all of the minor details pretty much done. Just gotta get a little more wall trim in there. Now for the back of the house, I kind of want to make this little overhang with a slanted roof, and I'm just gonna support that with a bunch of pillars. Nothing too complicated, but then you'll see at the left side it kind of makes it look unnatural. I'm also gonna put these very necessary, definitely not unnecessary, custom doors at the back. They're gonna slide open or rotate open. I have no idea. I'm just gonna make it the way I normally make it. Alrighty, not looking too shabby, not looking too shabby. Just gotta plug some extra holes here and there, and then now we can get working on the left side. That looks very unnatural. And what I mean by unnatural is that it just doesn't look right with the rest of the house. Like, it just sticks out without any fluid transition. You'll also see that I found it really hard to make a roof that just fit all of the shapes that were in this house. It took a while to get exactly what I wanted. Like, I extended the garage back 1 grid and it started coming together, but at the same time, man, it just wasn't fitting. But anyways, it worked out in the end, so I'm happy. All right, so we took a little break from building, and I've come back on another day, and it seems like he's done the interior, a little bit of it at least, like the mudroom part of it. But while he's working on the interior, I'm just gonna work on the finishing touches of the house, like the gardening, and then maybe some extra detailing on the outside. So I'm just gonna copy and paste a couple of these windows around the house, because I feel like some areas are missing some, and I have no idea what I'm gonna do. I feel like this left part is a little, you know, sticky outy. I don't know how to describe that, but I'm gonna delete that right now. And I feel like I could put some extra windows on this wall just to open it up. So we're just gonna go in again with the same custom windows that I usually do. Just gotta redo it all over again, which will be a little bit of a hassle, but whatever. Yeah, I'm just gonna put a line of 3 windows here because I feel like it'll work, but then again, it doesn't look right. Because there's already 3 windows at the very front, and if I put another 3 windows on the left side here, I don't think it'll work. Maybe if I just move this one to the right, it'll look better. Maybe? Yeah, I think that fits perfectly. It doesn't take away from the balance at all. I might just rearrange these windows over here, but I think it looks perfect as is. Yeah, look at that. It looks fine. It looks fine. It looks great. So I'm just gonna do some extra detailing with this little, you know, shape looking thing, the facade. I don't know what you call this, but I'm just gonna add some structure to it. Just copy it around the entire house. So once again, I'm gonna speed up the process just a little bit because the things I'm doing here kind of get a little tedious, and they're actually a little useless, I guess you could say, because you know, it's just fine details. Who needs to see this? Anyways, now that that's done, we can finally get to the beef and potatoes of the build. I actually don't know what the saying is, but yeah, it sounded about right. But if you want to correct me in the comment section below, go right ahead. Anyways, gardening. How do we do gardening? Well, it's simple. We spam a bunch of trees and bushes and dirt piles all over the place until it looks right. See, like I said, it looks perfect. The build looks perfect. Once you get the gardening in, it just all comes together. I mean, you could probably argue that it's the coloring, but you know, I don't like coloring. I think I said this before earlier in the video, but I'll probably release a speed build somewhere, maybe on my second channel. I actually don't know if I should really be doing that because I'm building this for someone else and I don't think I want them to have their house all over the place, so I don't know. But feel free to take inspiration from this. I don't think that's a big problem. Anyways, back to gardening. Just gonna spam a bunch more bushes all over the place, as well as some dirt piles and whatnot. Alrighty, so now that the main gardening's done, I kind of want to work on the back side of the house because I can't just leave it blank because I'm building for someone. So to do that, I think I'll start with a fence that goes around the entire house. And then I'm also going to change the grass on the entire plot because it's looking like Shrek piss right now. I still don't know when they're going to revert that. Maybe when the snow goes away, but snow's not going away for like another month or so. So man, I hate this green stuff. Anyways, back at it with the trees. Just going to place a bunch of big ones so that way it covers up a bunch of space. And you'll see that I'm working with a lot less money now, and that's because they actually gave me a budget now, and I do end up using all of this money, and this is editor me speaking right now, so I do want to apologize for using probably 200k, but as long as you're happy with the build, I think it was worth it. Alrighty, what else can I really add to this build? I have no idea what I want to do. Maybe I'll add some lights to the outside of the house, but I usually don't want to go too overboard with this because otherwise it's gonna look like a giant light box in the end, and I don't want that happening. Keeping it real simple here with the lights, just gonna put them next to any door that I see, and just gonna balance it out on the left side as well. I don't know if I want to put them up on these gable roofs, but I think it looks alright, so I'm just gonna keep them there for now. Anyways, back to building the backyard. I'm just gonna draw out a simple shape for what I want the backyard to look like, and then I'm also gonna go down with a path that just connects the front and back. Also, if you're wondering why there are garage doors that open out to the backyard, you do see them sometimes in homes, and I just just thought it'd be like a good idea to add those here. No other reason behind that. It's just there. And now that that's done, I can finally extend some of the dirt going out to the back. And then obviously I'm gonna fill that with some vegetation in the end, but who knows when that'll be. And now that that's all complete, I'm just gonna do some extra detailing in the backyard. Nothing too complicated. I'm just gonna put a little campfire set right here, as well as a barbecue right next to one of the couches. This could be a fire hazard, but obviously we don't have that in Bloxburg. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and recolor this to match the house. Looks like I also placed a fireplace up there. I don't know how when did I even do that? And just for why not purposes, I'm gonna drop a chimney right here. Bro, guys, this has basically been a tutorial video on how to build a house from beginning to end. So if you suck at building by the end of watching this video, then I don't know what to say. Maybe I'm just a bad teacher, or maybe I just suck myself. This also has nothing to do with the video whatsoever, but I'm posting this on a Saturday, I believe, and tomorrow Noel's gonna post, and I'm in it, and so is Annex. But like, it's probably one of the funniest videos I've ever recorded, but that's because there's like so many unhinged jokes in there. So please do watch at your own discretion. Be careful, we're not nice people. And I'm gonna go back to it once more. If you want to see more of our unhinged side, and you probably don't, whatever, I'll still advertise it anyways. We have a Discord server, and that's where you can engage in a bunch of different conversations that probably will leave you scarred for the rest of your life. But yeah, I'm just throwing that out there. Back to actually building the house. Just gotta do some final checks on the interior. Gotta make sure there's nothing poking in or sticking out, because I'd probably have a really tough time fixing that. And there weren't too many things that I had to fix. I'm just gonna add a couple of extra things like this roof trim right here. So I did a pretty good job building this from scratch. And then while I was building this, I was also asked to put a pool in the backyard. And of course, since I'm building this for someone else, I'd have to take them up on that. And this is where most of the money goes. So ouch. Anyways, they want a pool, so I'm gonna give them a pool. So we're gonna start with this really weird bean shaped looking thing. And this is basically gonna be the shape of the pool. Alright, so now that we have this, I'm gonna go around with another floor, and I'm just gonna make that wrap around this little blue thing. There we go, nice and simple. And then this is pretty much the final bit of the build. I'm just gonna add some extra details, some like pool items, maybe just line up the pool a little, and then finally go around with some gardening again just to fill in all the blank spaces. Oh my god, and I gotta do this flooring around the entire pool as well, because the grass isn't changed back. Please don't mess up, please don't mess up, please don't mess up, please don't mess up. Frick, I messed up. You won't see it, you won't see it. But this was pretty much it for the pool. All that was left to do was actually fill it in with water and cover up the sides. But of course I had to be extra, and I had to save money as well. So I did this pool in a bunch of lines, but to do the extra part, I also put this little ramp that led you down into the pool, and it was just kind of useless in my opinion, but I still did it anyways. It took a bunch of my time. But yeah, that pretty much summarizes everything that I've done for this guy and his house. In the end, I'm kind of happy with it. Obviously, should have done a lot more with the gardening. Budget wise, I think it's fine. Like, I wish the front yard had a couple more trees, but that would also kind of block the whole view of the house from the front. I don't know. I have no idea what I could have done better or what I could have done worse, but let me know down in the comment section below, and let me know if you want to see me build other people's homes more in the future. I don't know. I kind of enjoy this. I could also just screw up their plots entirely.